Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your seats for the show is just about to start. Thank you very much. Ice creams in the auditorium. Anyone for ice creams? Ice creams in the auditorium. If I had money to burn, I'd go like a rocket down to the shop without a stop. Go right into a music shop and buy me a banjo, cladder-janga-ring-a-janga. Buy me a banjo, cladder-janga-ring-a-janga. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cladder-janga-ring-a-janga show.
Clatter-ranga-ring-a-langa.
Cladder-janga-ring-a-janga.
Right.
Yes, from half a sixpence, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why we're a minute late.
That's why we're a minute late, because we were spending sixpence just watching Tommy Steele.
Royal we.
The Royal We, yes, that's right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Julia Hartley Show with the bald...
With the lovely Richard.
Yes, I'm only here for the weekend. Anyway, it's nice to see you. Thanks very much for coming along. I hope we're coming out live and direct and that you can hear us. Lovely to see you, lovely Julia.
Lovely to see you, lovely Richard.
You're looking particularly lovely, lovely Julia.
You're looking particularly lovely, lovely Richard.
And are they looking particularly lovely?
They are looking
particularly
lovely, lovely, aren't they?
There we are. The audience is looking particularly lovely on the lovely, lovely Julia show. So, and on tonight's lovely, lovely, lovely Julia show, who is in the lovely, lovely, lovely audience? Lovely, lovely, lovely Julia.
Scroll up for me, lovely.
Oh, well, I can get that mousy poos.
Scrolly, scrolly.
Scrolly, scrolly.
We have Connor's Dark Corner.
Hello, Connor's Dark Corner on the lovely, lovely Julia show.
Kerry Baldwin.
On the lovely, lovely Julia show.
Sean James Cameron.
Sean James Cameron, welcome on the lovely, lovely Julia show.
Linda Kane.
Hello, Linda Kane.
Judith.
Lovely to see you, Judith.
Barry Hughes.
Barry Hughes, nice to see
Barry?
you. It might be Barry. Is Barry Hughes the same as Barry's bikes? That's what I want to know.
Robert Brailsford.
Hello, Robert. I like what you've done with your hair.
Brainwashed Chris.
Yes, I like what you've done with your brain.
Roy Ballinger.
Oh, I think your Ballinger looks amazing tonight.
Clive Waterfall.
Oh, that waterfall never looked better.
Mike Dixon and Bella.
I loved little Bella. And Mike.
Days of Yore.
Yes, your days are not numbered.
Nigel Sadler.
Ah, saddle up, young Nige. Diddlum, 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 dum, dum, diddlum, 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 dum, dum.
Mark Donny McLeod.
Hey, Donny, it's Donny McLeod. McLeod, there you go.
Always makes me want to sing the Queen song.
How does it go?
Oh, you know, the one from Highlander.
Oh, yes. Land of hope and glory. That one?
No.
No.
Scroll down, please.
Scrolling down now, madam. Over to the scroll. Bing.
Where were we, Bill?
Right.
Elaine Whitelock.
Hello, Elaine Whitelock. Very nice to see you.
Glastonbury Gabriel.
Hello, Glastonbury Gabriel.
Do apologise if I am wrong here. Soren Diegelman.
Oh, Soren
Soren
Diegelman. Yes. So good old Soren.
Hello.
Yes, hello to you, Soren.
Ron gee whiz.
Young the Langa, gee whiz. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Love the gee whiz attention, by the way.
Sorry, hairball.
Hairball. Nice to see you too. Are you screwing this up? What are you mucking about? Man, it's mucking about. This is a very serious.
It's a very serious show. Will you calm down, Richard?
Yes, the lovely, lovely Julia show. Very serious show.
Not impressed.
No, sorry. You won't ask me on the show again, will you?
No, I won't.
Bloody cheek coming in here. Causing chaos and mayhem. Yes.
I think,
what?
I think I,
Have you done everybody? What about...
No, Josephine Suter.
Ah, Josephine Suter. Do you know, we were going to come to your shop in Pulborough, and we were going to come and I had a flat tyre, and we haven't been since. The very thought of going to Josephine's shop in...
No, that was the second time we were going to go.
Oh, yes,
first
the
time...
second... Yeah.
Oh, no. We just drove past.
Yeah, the first time I was on a Sunday and you were all shut and everything. It was midnight. So what we did is we broke the window and nicked the sausages. Got the sausages! Anyone coming?
Anyway, I did have to laugh to myself because I did go and Google where you were.
Yeah, we Googled
after the fact, after we'd gone past and tried to find, and then attempted to go and then not made it because
Yeah.
of the burst tyre. But yeah, I googled it and I was up and down the road on Street View, and then suddenly I was like, oh, I can't find it, and it's really annoying. And then suddenly I was like, oh, yeah, I just have to look at it from that angle. It's really obvious. It must be really obvious when you've... Yeah, anyway.
That
Who
was
else
what
we
the
got?
tyre was like. Yeah, sorry,
Yes.
who else is out
Peter
there?
Lowry.
Hello, Peter Lowry. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you, Peter.
Hello, Peter Lowry. Darren Howell.
Hello, Darren. Nice to see you. How are you?
Alan Sandel.
Oh,
Sandel.
Sandel?
Sandel.
Sand? How's your sandpit?
Ernie Summit.
Ernie Summit. Don't tell me. In his new house down there in Devon.
Jackie Traynor, Mark Flinders, At Home with Mindy, Joseph Newman,
And many,
Mike
many...
Stevens.
That might be... Yep.
Yeah.
And many, many more. Welcome
And
to
I
the show.
apologise if I did miss anyone.
And if you've been missed out, please write on the back of a £50 note and send it in to us, and we will, of course, mention you in dispatches.
We also have Kate Evans and Barry Hughes is confirming, yes, Barry Bikes is him.
Oh, there we are, Barry Bikes. Barry Bikes is our star newbie on tonight's show because we've got a lovely video from him to play in, which is fantastic. So we want maximum patting on the back, because what we want on the show, on the lovely, lovely Julia show, is more of your wonderful videos, so that I don't have to talk to lovely, lovely Julia too much. Because every time I talk to the lovely, lovely, lovely Julia, I have to keep
She tries
saying,
to get a word in.
keep saying lovely, lovely, lovely so many times. It's so difficult.
Wouldn't it be annoying if you had to add another lovely every time you said it?
Oh gosh, can you imagine that? You'd never get through it, would you? Now, on the end of Friday's show, I don't know if anyone was watching Friday's show. I believe there were a few people out there who've now had their brains tested and they're actually gone back into the community. So they're all right. They're nice and healthy people. But on that show, I made a request.
Yes, you did.
I made
You
a
begged.
Yes, I begged.
Live on YouTube.
I know. I do a lot of that on YouTube. I beg for my life. And do you know, I was saying, we were talking about sweets and things, and I said, I love licorice.
Yes.
And I love those old stovepipe licorices, those pipes, you know, the hard licorice. I love those. I absolutely love them.
Yuck.
They are the best thing since sliced bread. And I said, if anybody is out there can possibly buy me a big bag of those lovely stovepipe licorice ones, the ones with the little red bits on the top, you know, none of the other stuff would do. Nothing else, just these pipes.
I was just wondering, what's worse, Marmite or licorice?
What is worse?
I don't know. I'm trying to wonder.
What about Marmite on licorice? A double.
You just melted my brain.
Just melted my brain. Anyway, so I did that. And then I went out on Saturday, went to Mr. Suggett's, had a lovely day on Mr. Suggett's house, came back, and lo and behold, on my doorstep, ladies and gentlemen, was not the licorice that I asked for. I was very upset. No, I'm only joking. Was actually licorice. These are natural pandas that have been taken out of the wild, went on a safari in June 1937, and they've been doused in licorice juice, shrunk by a special terrible magnetic medium force over a stove for 32 years, it says here, and reduced in size and squeezed into the packet. Do not open or they will escape. So somebody was listening.
Yes, somebody was listening.
Not you, of course, because I
No,
just
because
spout
you were
rubbish.
going on and on and on there, and I was like, oh, no.
So
what are they saying
thank you.
down
Now,
there?
the person who did this was the lovely Dawn and John Copping. We copped it from them. And just stick your hooter in there. Isn't that the most gorgeous?
Most rancid smell.
What do you mean rancid? Look at that. These are licorice bears. And you know they're bear because they haven't got any clothes on.
Ha. Ha.
The trouble...
Ha.
Apparently, I don't know how much sugar is in there. Molasses. How much sugar does a molasse have? I must have a look at molasse. Hang on. I'll look at my ass. It's not as big as you might think.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
Anyway.
I will be munching a couple of those. But I don't want to eat too much because I'm trying to give up sugar at the moment. Sugar, sugar, you are my honey jar. How does it go?
I don't know. Completely thrown off now.
Any comments out
Yes,
there?
Joseph Newman says, yes, licorice, I would say, is about 1% better than Marmite, only if they're with sherbet.
Oh, dip your licorice in sherbet.
I know he said licorice. I like sherbet.
You haven't got much to eat, have you, on today's show?
No, I
It was
haven't.
licorice or nothing.
Yeah. spotted another comment up there. Clive Waterfall. We're eating organic, nitrate-free sausages that were made in front of us earlier today at the Moorland Pantry in Linton. I hope Richard will approve.
I think that's absolutely fantastic. It's always nice to see a pig slaughtered in front of your face and the intestines pulled out and filled with biscuits and then fried over a hot iron stove and turned into something quite disgusting. Then that shunted on the side and you get a nice plate of sausages. Oh, sausages. Always good.
Josephine Suter has turned into Yoda.
Oh.
Skittles you need, Julia.
Oh, Skittles. No, Skittles.
I love Skittles.
They've got all those... Oh, no, they haven't got the answers, have they? They've got...
No, that's Smarties.
Is that M&S?
Only Smarties have the answer.
M&S round things.
No, that's...
M&Ms, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skittles are little fruity flavoured Skittles.
Oh, yeah. They are nice, but I think they're covered in sugar.
Yep. Probably why I love them.
Yeah, they've been banned now.
Yeah, trying to cut down my sugar intake.
Me too. Not that I used to have a lot of sugar, but...
Not that they've actually been banned, because if you tell me I can't have something, then I want it.
No, I'm not telling you. I've just read...
People
No. I read a book called Pure White and Deadly, which is all about the nastiness of refined sugar. And it is quite grim. And anybody who eats the white refined sugar, be careful, because it ages your skin. You saw an interesting programme with a woman of 70-something.
Yes. I can't remember her name. Caroline Hartz, I think. Caroline Hartz, I think.
Go with that. No
72. She looks amazing. I mean, obviously, there's more to her new lifestyle than just no sugar.
So just explain the situation. There she is, 72.
Yeah.
And she looks like she's 42.
Yeah. Well, she stopped eating sugar because she was a sugar addict, so she'd have
She'd have tons of sugar, wouldn't she?
Yeah, I'm not going to discuss how much sugar I would have had normally in a day.
800 pounds of sugar. She just used to jam it down, didn't she? And jam it down. See what I did there? And Badum-tish. Did you just do badum-tish?
I did. I just badum-tished you.
So she would eat all this sugar. And 29 years ago, she stopped having sugar. And she did look. Unfortunately, on the programme, as typical sort of thing, they kept showing her in swimsuits. Shoots?
In a bikini, basically.
In a bikini.
Running on the beach.
Yes, that's 72. But she did look remarkable.
Fantastic.
So, that's really good.
Definitely something to be said about it. Just, changing your lifestyle and your food habits.
Kathy,
she says...
Kathy, look, what does Kathy say?
Hanging her head in shame. Kathy, where are you, Kathy?
The
Oh, there.
Third up.
You can buy sweets which are just made with naturally occurring sugars rather than refined. Yes.
Yes. Far better thing I've done now than I've ever done, and that is to read that out, which you did for me.
I think for me it's going. I think for me at the moment it's going to be a case of just reducing sugars and just getting used to that before I start replacing it with anything. Cause
just wean. I wee
muddies
every
the
morning.
Waters, but yeah, great idea.
Wean it off. Julio, hey, I'm from Mexico. Arriba is out there. Julio, here's a question for you. Do the Mexicans eat a lot of sweets? It's interesting what other cultures and people from different continents eat, but in particular to sweet things. And if you do, what sort of sweet? Do you have the sort of, the same old crap that we have? Or are you like the Americanos, gringo, eating too many sugary things? Because I imagine that the Mexicans, whenever you see them in the spaghetti Mexican Western, they're just, having spaghetti all day long.
Anyway, he says, yes, definitely. We are the second place in obesity in the world.
No.
Apparently so.
But you eat all those beans and pulses, don't you? How can you get away with that? Oh, we
sweat it all out with the chili peppers.
Yeah, the phone is ringing.
It is. Are these today?
Yeah, they are today.
I don't know why I can't finish a sentence today.
Is that because I keep talking over you?
Maybe.
Yeah. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Worthing.
I wonder if that's Glastonbury.
Good evening,
I wonder
Gabriel.
if old Glastonbury's going to ring in. It'd be nice if he does. Hello,
I bet you 50 quid he phones in first.
50 quid?
Yeah, I bet you.
Yeah, all right then. I bet you he's second. God, I never win a bet. What did I do that for? Hello to you, Glastonbury.
Hello, Worthing, and good evening, the lovely
Lancing.
Julia.
Yeah, the lovely
I think
Lance.
that's the right number of them.
Yeah, I think so. It grows exponentially as the show goes on.
Or exponentially.
Yeah. Or what?
I didn't say a thing.
Ah, dear. You should work with Miss Miss Vocabulary Corrector. It's great fun.
That sounds like something on one of those telephone box adverts you see.
Yeah, in London.
In London, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
01742
Yeah, I've been
Oops,
in
I've
there.
just given out somebody's telephone number.
Probably. Just don't ring it. So anyway, how the devil are you in Glastonbury?
I am well, sir. Well, and I wanted to say how great and wonderful it was to see Dumpman back again.
Oh, wasn't
I miss
it?
that guy.
Yeah, it was. He hasn't changed.
No,
Although he got a new
still
shirt
wears
on.
that same smelly T-shirt. Yeah.
Oh no,
He's cut
actually,
his hair a bit, hasn't he?
he had cut his hair. He looked really good, and that T-shirt. I don't know if you noticed at the bottom.
It was
Had his name on
personalised.
Dumpman,
That was cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was
he-
With the
awesome.
what's name over the A at the end. Just
Yeah.
like Motor that got it over the O.
yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of thought went into that.
Well, that is that called? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like a colon on its side that's risen up with a bit of helium.
that's the one.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
But I tell you what, he of all your, I won't say co-presenters because I don't want to include the lovely Julia.
Yes, yes.
But
Get boring.
of all your co-presenter expert types, he is by far and away the most interesting of all. I just love his deadpan style.
He's
Nothing
so
seems to excite him much, does
No,
it?
so laid back.
Absolutely.
So laid back.
He's brilliant, and he really knows his stuff, especially when it comes to trains and
yes, doesn't
disused
he?
railways.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
that what I love especially about him is he still films in high 8.
I know. What a hero.
Yeah, he is keeping nostalgia and heritage alive by act. I mean, there's us going, 4K, 1080p, 8K maybe, should I upgrade? Where he's going, yeah, I'm just buying second-hand high 8 cameras and cannibalising them for the spares.
Yeah,
brilliant.
exactly. And if they drop and break, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm forced off the back of his chopper,
Yeah.
he'll just carry on and go and get another one.
I know, down the
He's
charity
still
shop.
riding his chopper, he must be, mustn't he?
He is. He said he's been doing a lot of riding during the lockdown on his chopper. And I thought,
Okay.
I wonder who else has been riding on his chopper.
Yeah, there's going to be many babies born after this, aren't there?
There may well be. But anyway, and I believe he's engaged now.
Is he really?
He is now engaged with a lovely lady
Who?
in Devon. But he's,
Oh, really?
he had a particular interest on coming on the show. If anybody doesn't know, viewing at the moment, and we have 97 people and 25 likes. If you don't know who we're talking about, Dumpman, he is a lovely chap who appeared on the show last year and before for several videos that we made on the Bald Explorer, and he's been here.
I was going to say he's done one Vogue show, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's done 2.
Has he?
Yeah, I think he's done
I've
2.
seen one and it was really interesting.
Yeah, I think he's only done one of the modern.
One of the modern. Yeah,
one of the current generation
we
of
did
the
some
Vogue
in the
show.
Victorian period, back in the day.
Yes.
The Magic Lantern shows with Dumpman. They were great. They were down at a Victorian tip. He was called Victorian Tipper back then.
Victorian Tipman, yes.
Tipman, yes. But he's elevated now to the Dumpman. Bless him. But he could be watching. If you're out there, Dumpman, I hope your ears are burning.
Yes.
But we want you back on the show because he just loved the idea of coming in. He said, I want to come back in, bring a couple of tinnies and sit there and just chill out chatting on the show.
Yeah, that was an excellent Vogue show because I tend not to watch the older Vogue shows because I'm still trying to catch up on the Bald Explorers. But when I saw him sitting next to you, I went in and watched it, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
He's great. And now we've got the phones, you see. People could call in and chat to him, and I think that would be fantastic. I don't think he's watched a Vogue show for a while. He loved being on it. So I don't think he knows the setup now, and the more up to we're almost up to date where people don't have to put 2 pence in to make a phone call.
Almost.
Yeah, we're almost at that stage.
Oh, hang on. And also, I noticed a certain amount of aerial photography going on from Mr. Suggett the other day.
Oh, we were so lucky at his because where he has his allotments right next to an aerodrome. And so I tipped one of the pilots who had a Chinook, and I said, any chance you could just fly past?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they said, bog off, mate, we're off to RAF
So he got his drone out instead.
Cotsford. So instead I had
Cotswold,
I had to get my Biggin Hill machine out.
All this talk about choppers, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. That's another chopper. I wonder. And now, of course, earlier today, the lovely Julia was round helping me do some behind the scenes, and we looked at a van. We might talk about that a bit later. And we made some soup, and Julia did get a chopper out then to slice up the sweet red peppers.
Use the hay out of me there.
Yeah, so there's 3 choppers. We've managed it. How many choppers can we get into the show? I cut wood with my axe earlier to light the essence.
Wood chopper.
4 choppers.
Yeah.
4 choppers, mystery shopper. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so...
Mystery chopper.
who's the mystery chopper? Well, they had a mystery chopper, didn't they, back in the Victorian days with the bloke going around London. Whatever
It was
his name.
Jack the Chopper, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jack the Chopper.
That's him.
I don't know how they got that wrong with ripping. What was that?
No, it's chopping. It's
Chopping.
much cleaner. It's chop, 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 chop.
Now, before we go any further, Mr. Glastonbury, I must ask lovely Julia, who's been listening in briefly whilst studying the enormous amount of comments that have been coming in.
There's people discussing Dumpman.
Oh, have they?
He's into rock music, isn't he? He said.
Yeah,
Julio.
Motorhead, mostly.
Yeah, big Motorhead fan.
You wouldn't have
that.
guessed, would you?
Yeah. Connor's Dark Corner says, I loved the laugh you did when he slipped on a bit on the rocks.
Oh yes.
That was
in
a
the
comedy
video.
moment.
Yeah, that
Bless
was.
him.
He nearly went in the drink, as they
His
say.
little...
In
I'm
North.
hoping he has another tunnel party.
Oh, if only we had another, a handful or more of disused places to go in search of, because that's his speciality and that's what he loves. But the reason he hasn't been on air, and he said, I don't know why I didn't think of the Volks Railway. He said, but there are so few in this area to go and see, which is a shame because I'd have him on every week. Absolutely, yeah. So, but yes,
of course, now he's got a girlfriend in Devon. That means he has to go past the Somerset and Dorset.
Well,
maybe one day he'll come and look at that, because I know he was thinking about it.
He is doing something down on Sidmouth, apparently.
Oh, is he?
He wants to go down there, but he's going to start up again in the spring because it's all getting a bit cold and a bit grim, and it is high 8, and you need a bit of sunshine, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's. Oh yeah, sorry, it's scrolly. So yes, I still want to come up to Glastonbury Gabriel's haunt and do some stuff.
Ooh.
Haunting. Yes.
For Halloween, maybe.
That's good. That would be good. We'll organise that. We'll have a conversation off air and sort something out.
Now, the lovely Julia and we made I did a behind the scenes day in the life video today because I had to do a number of things, taking parcels back and talking to locksmiths and various things, so I couldn't go out on a proper walk. Some days you just can't fit them in, and
I happen to have a few hours baby free,
and Julia had time free, and I said, Julia, look, will you come with me and hold my hand and make me less nervous, because I want to go and have a look at a van.
And I want to film some of it from a vlog.
And I
don't want to look like an idiot.
So Julia was doing a bit of filming, and which was great.
So come and look like an idiot with me, basically.
Yeah, come and come down to my level and look like a complete div. And we went to, it was a mainline dealer, I have to say, but there was some second-hand vans there. And I can tell you, I have seen one and I'm tempted.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
His head was turned today by a van, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know.
So asking the brains of the operation, what was it like, Julia?
Yeah, it was good. Good mileage, decent price. One owner.
Yeah.
One owner, 23,000 miles on the clock.
That's not so bad.
It's a transit van.
Transit custom.
Custom. I don't know really. It wouldn't look very customed up, which was good because it was so clean.
Because it had just been used as a delivery van for the
garage.
Yeah.
Doing parts,
Okay.
spare
That
parts.
one owner wasn't Hart's Rent-A-Vehicle or something like that.
No, it was the actual dealership themselves.
Yeah, he said it was only. Well, we can only go by what they say, but it was. He
had no reason to lie.
No parts, boxes, with parts in, and it was so clean on the inside. You would never find a midget hidden in the back anywhere.
Sean James Cameron says, "How can you stand up in a transit van?" Well, you can't.
You can't.
But that you can buy tail
tails.
tail tents. Basically, they'd go on the end of your car.
Yeah, you could do.
Van.
The thing is, I mean, I've had to think about this in quite some substantial way. I looked at sprinters, not in actually to buy them. Well, yes, with that in mind, but not actually physically gone round a sprinter. But I've seen plenty of those Mercedes sprinters and that style thing that you can stand up. And I did watch a video someone posted to me with a guy who's done a sprinter into a convert, into a thing. And brilliant, really, really brilliant. The trouble I have is where I live is there's a narrow passage at the back of my house and I have to get the van in and out every day.
In and out there, yeah.
And the other thing is I'm not turning it into a camper van. It's a van that I...
don't want it to look...
No.
Stealthy.
I want it to be stealthy because I don't want to... Well, I mean, I may sleep in it occasionally, of course, but that's not its main purpose because I'm not making adjustments. And if you make adjustments and all of that, you've got to tell the insurance people. And, you know, it's still going to be a panel van because I can carry all my equipment to and from locations, he says, being very diplomatic. And if I get caught in the rain, I could make a cup of tea inside the van.
And you happen to doze off, well, then you've dozed off.
Well, you know, you can never help just falling asleep on a journey over to Somerset Levels, and you just get a bit tired one day.
It's a long 3-hour drive, and you think, oh, I'm tired, I'm just going to sit here. And before you know it, you're snoring, and you wake up and it's the next day.
But,
oh, dear.
Yeah, exactly. But in honest, there'd be no fitted... I'm not going to have anything fitted in there. Everything will just be in boxes, like a panel van would be. Because if I did want to sell it, I don't want to having messed it up. No.
A reversing camera would be a good thing, especially if you're reversing into tight spaces.
That's true.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you can get those, I know because we sell them at work, you can get the camera is actually wireless and it's powered when you hit your reversing light, you reverse, the reversing lights come on and power the back camera.
Ah, that makes sense.
You have to just basically, it's wireless to the head unit, you have to replace the radio in it with one that's got a screen, or you can get an individual screen. So that as you hit reverse, the screen lights up and you can see out the back.
That's a good idea.
That is a good
Very
idea.
cheap to do. You can do that for under £100.
Oh, brilliant.
Even better.
I'll bring it round and get you to put it in.
I'll do that for you, when you're up.
There you go. Fantastic. Let's just see what other comments have come in.
Jackie
Jackie
Chan.
Jackie Chan? Is Jackie Chan out there?
I'll put my teeth in.
Jackie Chan. Hey, come off of me. What do I do? I have to kill him. He can't kill me. Oh, Jackie Chan.
You done?
I broke a leg.
I broke a leg. Oh. That was the best thing about...
He's all breaking legs and doing those stunts, isn't he?
Yeah, the best thing about the Jackie Chan videos was always the outtakes afterwards, right at the end, where
he's brilliant.
He does all those roles, but most of it's him going, oh, holding his knee and holding his elbow and holding his earlobes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jackie Trainer says
yes,
you can get a tent extension thing in a Citroen Berlingo.
Citroen Berlingo. I'm talking your lingo. Anyway, I don't know whether I'm buying this particular van, but the main thing was it was just that starting the process of thinking about, because I've spoken about it for a while, and at one point I've actually got to part with the money.
Yeah, but at least now you know what sort of van attracts you, so you can narrow your search down a bit rather than casting your net across many vans, can't you?
Well, yes. I mean, I would like a bigger van for the obvious reasons of getting stuff in, but I think actually, because it would be my only vehicle, that a big van just to nip round to see the lovely Julia, or to go over to see Mr. Suggett, or to go and do an errand, or whatever it is, is a stupid thing because it costs so much money just to put petrol in. So it's what are you laughing at?
Linda Kay says, a girl thing. What colour is the Transit? Can't bear the thought of Richard being a white van man.
No.
I would never get a white van.
Well, in that case, we'd have to paint this one.
Yeah, because it's white. The van that we looked at was white. But the thing about that was, I thought it blends in, and it would just be so ubiquitous, and That would be the great thing. You could just nobody would know who you are because you're in a
it blends
white van.
into a crowd of.
Absolutely, and you could have your logo of your head with the glasses.
Yeah.
The two back windows could be the glasses, and you could just draw the upside down C, and you've almost got your logo on the back.
Well, you see, I had the idea of because obviously it'd be good to be able to go incognito
Yeah.
if you're leaving the van with stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he could get a magnetic poster to stick on the back or sides of the logo and all that.
Somebody.
Like taxis use.
I can't remember what. Yeah, exactly. But what? So on camera, it will say the Bald Explorer, blah blah blah. But when I'm not using it, I think I will go with whoever it was who came up with this brilliant idea about Fred's drainage clearance, or what's those things that you have in the garden that you put your septic tank cleaner?
Oh yes, nobody will come near it then.
No, who's going to go near that? You go, yes, John Smith, septic clamp. I can't say it now. It's septic clamp cleaner.
Yes,
Septic tank.
Septic suckers.
Yes, exactly. And then if you stick that on the side when you leave the van, who's going to go and go, I don't want to go, dung collector.
Especially if you get a little bottle of aroma that you can leave around just to authenticate that a little bit.
Yes, that's true. But what,
Anyway, listen, I'm taking up your whole show. It's really
sorry
unfair.
about that. Yeah, get off.
I'll clear off.
Did you have something to say, by the way?
No, I just wanted to say how great it was to see Dumpman again, because I was actually going to ask you when are we going to see him again. You must have read my mind last week.
Yes,
I forgot to mention it when I talked to you.
I read
afterwards.
I read because you send out a news thought wave, don't you, every week?
Do, yeah.
And I did read
Absolutely.
this week's thought wave.
Yes.
It was
Very short.
It was a random coinkydink because someone posted on the Facebook group, didn't they?
Did they?
About the daddy long legs, and then
And there it was.
and then Dumpman was like, "Oh yeah, we could do that one." Or
And it came out really well. I was very pleased with the
connection
edit
like
on
that.
it. Anyway, enough of this gay banter. Thank you very much, Glastonbury Gabriel, for calling in.
It was a pleasure.
We appreciate your comment very much, and we will
Thank you very much.
duly make notes about it.
Elf says you need a "No dung is left in this van overnight" sign.
Oh yes, no dung.
Great. I love it.
Love it. That's the sort of thing that I would do because I mean.
Yes, or who flung dung septic cleaners?
Yes, there we are. Who flung dung?
It's wearing like a Chinese hat on. Who flung dung?
Who flung dung? Septic tank. We get you every time. Diversity. Anyway, nice. I don't know why I'm hovering over my phone because you're not on that one. You're on this one. Take care.
Anyway, love you guys.
Yeah, love to
Good
you.
to talk to you. And talk to you again soon.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, Julia.
And you. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go. That was the lovely Glastonbury Gabriel calling on the lovely Julia show. I think we should show a video, don't you?
I think we should.
Because we do that as well.
We do.
On this show. Yeah, apparently. Here we go. Oh, that was supposed to make the ba-dunk bonk noise, but I'll have to do it manually. And on tonight's Padunk Bunk show...
Padunk Bunk.
Yeah, Padunk Bunk. We have a number of things, but we're going to start with Barry's bikes. Barry out there. Thank you so much, Barry, for sending this in. We hope that you will send more and that it encourages others to do it. First time viewing for himself, so give him lots of things. Unfortunately for Barry, it's very good, but misty.
Very misty out there.
Misty out there. But I'd love to know where it is. But anyway, here we go. Barry and his mysterious place.
Hello, Barry here. Just thought I'd have a look at the view I get every morning when I come to work. I admit, this morning's a bit foggy over the lagoon, Peckham Harbour. As you can see, it's quite really foggy this morning. But not a bad place to work. Keeps you busy doing all the gas tests and all the engineering work on site. On a nice sunny day, this is a really good place to get the suntan. At least everyone enjoys holidays up here. Have fun. Bye for now.
There we go. That was Barry in a mysterious place. I love that play Misty for us. That's very good. That's the old Clint Eastwood film, isn't it? And Kevin's got a Kangoo and Get Off My Van from Robert Brailsford. Love it. So, Barry, where was that mysterious...
Peckham Harbour.
Peckham Harbour. Ah, there we go. It looked lovely. And I imagine on a day when the mist isn't there, it's even
Lovelier.
less mysterious.
It's lovely, 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 lovely.
Is it the lovely Pagham Harbour? Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. And if you want to, you see how easy it is? It's just that easy. Just get your phone out, show us some interesting place, send it into the Vobes Show, and we will play it, and everybody will go, "Ooh, nice one, Barry." Yeah. So there we go. That's Pagham Harbour, says Nigel Sadler. But he'd already told us that.
He said that's Pagham Harbour, did he say? Question mark.
Oh, that's
Is
Pagham
what-
Harbour, did
is
he
it-
say?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he
what
did say
Nigel
that.
said,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's right. Now we've just said it.
Yeah, we said
Hey,
it.
I've just said all that.
Have you said all that?
I've just said
Just
all
said
that.
all that. Dear, oh dear.
We miss you, Kevin. Where are you?
Where are you, Kevin? Kevin Costner. So there we go. That's I think what we'll do is we'll play another video because we've been larking somewhat.
Yes.
Not that we never lark. I mean, come on, give us an inch of take, and we'll add a bit more to it. So we'll go with, as we spoke to Glastonbury. Let's get the final part of that wonderful video where he was traipsing across these Somerset levels, and he had the train crash, if you remember that. Now
we didn't have the train crash, but he talked about it.
Oh, he did, didn't he? And what a horrific crash that was. Oh my God. Pete driver and the trainee driver, they had a smashing time together. Anyway, it gets worse there. You know we're trying to get rid of sugar.
Yeah.
Well, he discovers the sweet track.
Oh.
Pardon?
Oh.
I've stopped for a glass of lemonade and a refreshment break. Somewhere with a view. Have a look. The wetlands out here are very special for bird watchers, and it's a site of scientific interest, I believe. There's just so much here. In a minute you're going to go over there and have a look at the sweet path, but for now I'm going to stop and have a break. We're riding now down the path towards the sweet track. I'll tell you more about that when we get there. If you want to pause the video and have a look at this board, it explains about the sweet track and how archaeologically important it is. This is one of those sites where you're kind of on the site of, rather than you're going to see anything. So I'll just give you a close-up of the map so you can see where we are. And the actual sweet track ran behind that chair over there. So let's go have a look. Now, as I understand, the sweet track ran off in this direction, across a field here. As I say, there's nothing to see here. So I've come here to the Avalon Marshes Visitor Centre, which sadly is closed. Never mind, I'll come back when it's open to show you. There's lots here to see, not least of which is they're very keen on experimental archaeology. Experimental archaeology is where people have a go at building things and living the way people lived, to actually try and gain an insight into their archaeology. It could mean setting up an old forge, it could mean building an old building like this. There are many forms it can take. But here, they've started building various dwellings and houses from different periods. You see, there's a Saxon there, with the lovely woods shading on the end. And if you look there, they've got their boat parked in the garden. If you can see that over there. The building here in front is a white building that looks like built by Barrett's yesterday. It's actually a recreation of a Roman dining hall. Maybe we take more inspiration than we think from our forebears when we design buildings. And over there in the distance The next project is to recreate an Iron Age roundhouse, which is what's happening over there in the distance at the moment. I will come back when all this is open because it's a very interesting site and it does have a great cafe. Sadly, that too is closed. Let's move on. So, with a gratuitous shot of a bunch of starlings, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, click the bell, all of that good stuff. Bye!
And there he goes, Glastonbury Gabriel disappearing into a lovely bit of bubble. Where did that come from? Have I got that pipe again? I have a leaky pipe up there that seems to get shot of bubbles. Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there we are. It was wonderful to see Glastonbury do that. We want more of your videos, please, on the show, if you wouldn't mind. What a lovely bloke. Interesting about the roundhouse and the thing. And I note that... Nigel Sadler says there was one there 20 years ago that was huge, 20 yards, 20 foot long or something, or just 20 years ago it was, a great big one. Well, you know, after a while, these things don't last forever, do they? Nothing really lasts forever, apart from time. I suppose time lasts forever, doesn't it? Because time just goes on and on and on.
I guess so.
Unless you stop measuring it, of course. Go.
Elijah Hartley says hi. Hi, Elijah.
Hello, Elijah. Hope you're well. So, over the weekend, the lovely Julia and I went to Nep, which is tomorrow's video. A bit of a fun video, taking Joe out to be eaten by the lions and tigers and bears.
Dragged around the countryside.
Yes, forced to understand what a tree is if it kills you.
If it's the last thing I do.
Yes. It's a tree! It's a tree! So we went to Nep, which is a place where they're doing some rewilding, or have been doing rewilding for several years at the moment. Lovely, interesting place. But it was busy when we went, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Apparently Springwatch, the TV programme, had announced about the storks doing their mating business.
Doing their mating business.
You know, the breeding that they do.
Yes,
Whatever
I
it is.
know.
I mean, I'd never seen a stork mate. I've seen a stork's friend, which I think was... stork, of course, is you get butter, don't you? Stork butter. And then probably... Is it stork margarine? That's his mate, or his brother, or his sister. Anyway, they're interrelated. Dairy products. Don't know what I'm talking about, really, but...
Neither do I.
Neither does anybody.
Yeah, it was quite
busy.
busy though, wasn't it?
Yes, very lovely. But we very limited on what you could see when we went, because I think there were just lots of people, and the wildlife just thought, sod this, we're not performing monkeys. I don't think they have monkeys there anyway.
No, it didn't help that we only did the small walk around.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we weren't there terribly long because our driver Joe said I can't reach the pedals, so we had to go and get leg extensions for him. Otherwise, we couldn't have got home. But no, it was in. But we did see some deer, didn't we?
We did.
Were they fallow or they were red? Or Chinese?
They were like sandy red, but they had spots on them. You know, the white spots on their backs.
We don't know what they were called, though, do we?
No, I can't remember.
I think one was Tiffany and the other one
I think they were fallow.
Yeah, they look fairly fallow. But they were very nice. Cranes, says Linda Kane. Cranes. We didn't see any cranes, actually. There was a couple of JCBs digging great big holes. but no cranes.
No. Someone's asking, who is it? New Start 19 is asking, when are you going to be using your drone again?
Oh, my drone. Yes. Well, I did use my drone in the what's his name, Mr. Suggett's allotment place, whatever he calls himself, the Veg Grower Podcast. Yes, I went to see his allotment. I used it there. Funny thing about that, I set it all up having been trained by Glastonbury a month or so earlier in Wiltshire, by Gabriel, in Wiltshire. And then I got the thing, I charged it all up, and I thought, well, we'll get an aerial shot of Mr. Suggett's allotment. We connected it all up, got it on the grass, and we were just about to do the thing. And I thought, do you know, I don't know how to do this now. I'd forgotten how to take it off. Get it go. So I rang Glastonbury Gabriel. I said, oi, mate, sorry to interrupt you. How do I take off again? And he said, well, it should, because what was happening is the tablet that sits on the controller wasn't connecting to the actual drone, which was a few feet away from us.
Well, that doesn't help.
So we couldn't see the picture. So I said, I can't see it. And he said, try turning it off and turning it on again. Yeah, right. So we did that and it worked. And then the rest was history, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, it hit a jumbo jet.
And then it was history,
and then it was,
ladies and gentlemen.
It went to Concord land. We only did that because the interview was concentrating on all of that. And so, but when will I do it? I was thinking about taking it yesterday, whenever it was I went to do the Dumpman video, because I think that would have been great over the sea, looking at the tracks. Yeah, it was yesterday. Bloody hell. It was. These days are so long and they drag, don't they? Especially doing the show, it just so drags on and on. So I was going to do that, but we were racing against the tide, so that the tide didn't start to come back in. And by the time we started filming again, the tide was coming in. That was too light.
So I just imagined here. And they're off, and the Vobes and the tide are running at it, and they're equal at the moment. Anyway.
But I do want to keep using the drone, but I don't want to just keep using it gratuitously. I want to sort of add it in subtly, so you don't think, "Ow, Vobes has got his drone out," because you don't want to.
Vobes has got his drone out.
Yip 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 hooray! The Vobes has got his drone out and is coming out to stay play.
Yeah.
So I don't want to over milk it.
No.
So tell me more about what they're saying out there in the land of the dingo.
Ron Langley says there's 110 watching.
Yeah.
Linda Kane says nights that say Nep.
Oh yes, nights that say Nep. Yes.
That say Nep.
And actually, it's funny Linda should say that, because just down the road is Shipley, and at Shipley there is the church. I forget what it's. It might be St Mary's, and it's a Knights Templar church, built by the Knights Templar. And if you look at the church, it has that somewhat squat castle frontage about it. Knights Templars were a vicious bunch of priests that went round chopping people's heads off. So there could have been the knights that said Nep.
It could have been. Joseph Newman Adventure Vlog says, I will call in a minute.
Oh, please do, yes. Let's put the phone line back up for people who wish to indulge themselves in a heroic mention.
Ernie the Milkman says, we saw a deer just beyond our back garden this morning.
Did you?
That's wonderful.
It's lovely.
Jealous.
Isn't it nice to be able to look out and see an old deer crossing the road? Hello, welcome to the show.
It's Sean from London.
Is it Sean from
Hello.
London? Hello, Sean from London. How art thou?
You know, I was just thinking to myself how dark it is.
Good. Well, I'm glad you thought that. Life can get to you in the end, I know.
It
The
has.
nights have certainly started to draw in.
Yeah, it does seem to have suddenly started happening, doesn't it?
It was dark when I went out to meet up with Dumpman, because I got up at 4 o'clock, and of course it was dark about 4 o'clock. But I kept thinking as it was drawing to 6 o'clock, it's going to have to lighten up or I won't be able to film. I didn't bring any lights.
What time did the sun come up this morning?
This morning, I guess about... Well, I didn't actually see the sunrise because where I live, you can't see it. But it was light. It's still lightish at 6. Did you see 6 o'clock?
The thing that I miss is that getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you have those 2 hours of sunlight and complete silence before any planes start to fly over.
Oh yeah, where you are, of course. That's the thing. We don't have quite so much of that. We get a couple of hours before the rubber dinghies start arriving on the beaches here, and then the helicopters come in and the.
I've got a question for the lovely Julia.
You mean the lovely, 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 lovely Julia?
I'm a bit confused. No, it doesn't take much.
No. Mm-hmm. Was that a police? Did we just hear a police siren in the back there?
Oh, probably. It's a London town.
I know. I just thought we had a bit of London atmosphere then.
What usually happens is you hear of a stabbing and people start by saying, is it a regular stabbing or is it a serious one?
Ah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's what I noticed during the lockdown. Apparently, stabbings stopped.
Did they?
Because all the gangs were in the houses.
Yeah, they didn't go out, did they? I mean, all that stabbing, it's terrible. It really goes to the heart, doesn't it? Anyway, you wanted to ask... You wanted to ask the lovely Julia, the lovely, 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 lovely Julia something.
I've noticed how kids seem to be coming out of school at 2:30 at the moment.
That's because they're staggering
Home.
the year groups. Staggering the entry into school and leaving school times.
So do they start early?
What time do they sort of start then?
Sorry?
What time do they start if they go in at 2:30?
Oh, sorry, all coming out. Have to...
So they would start an hour earlier, presumably. Is that what you're saying? They start early and then they stagger out earlier. So, one set come in at 8 and
so
go out.
Some year groups come in basically 20 minutes earlier than we used. 10 minutes after they used to. So, I think that I only know of 2 different times, but there's probably about 3 different entry times. I don't know. It gets all confusing, but yeah, it's trying to bubble, each year group with only themselves and. Yeah.
Because in my
don't know how they're
young
doing that.
days,
Sorry?
back in my young day, we used to finish school at about quarter to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it was about 3:10 when I used to finish school.
Yeah, because Julia's kid's only 9. So it's I remember when I went to Forest Boys Secondary School, comprehensive, that was a laugh, and we used to come out at 3:45.
Well, are you old enough to remember?
No.
Because when I went to school,
I can't remember you going to school, no.
girls had their own entrance and boys had their own entrance, and you were never allowed to enter the other entrance.
That's true. When I went to the junior version of Forest Boys, which was open, I think, for 1 or 2 years, there were 2 sides of the school, and boys and girls were at the school but separated, and yeah, you couldn't do that. And then I went to the all boys only comprehensive Forest Boys that basically was the bully school, and they practiced on me. They used me as a battering
that
ram.
turned you into the man that you are today.
Yes, that's right. I wouldn't be that inferior squit who is worried about walking out the door if it hadn't been for that lovely school and those bullies that used to beat me up in the corridor. I guess now they would relish it because they could wear masks, punch kids, and you'd never know which one it was. You say it was him. How do you know? He was wearing a mask. So all we're doing is breeding. When we let the kids go to school now, what we're doing is we're just breeding a load of bank robbers. They'd be so used to going into the bank with a mask on, they could just go in there and say, "Give us the money, or I'll shoot you." Well, you won't know.
Well, I've got. I'm
Fact
going
and
to go
totem.
in a minute to give somebody else a chance, but I've got an exemption form,
For what?
so I can flash if anybody stops me on the bus. I can flash my phone, and my screensaver says I am exempt from wearing a mask, and it's an official document from the government.
And I guess, if you wave a bit of paper that says I'm exempt, and it just looks, put the crown on it or whatever you want, who's going to examine it? Who's going to sort of spend the time? Just a moment, I'm sorry, we'll just hold the bus, everything up. This gentleman says he's exempt. I think you did this on a litho printer in your back bedroom. Is that right, sir?
Well, it was quite funny because I spoke to the doctor last week because I was having problems with the mask on.
Yeah.
And having difficulty getting on and off the bus because it was affecting my balance, and I have an issue with my the balance in my head.
Yeah, I can hear that.
And he said, so I phoned up and said, how do I get hold of this form? And he said,
Download
anybody can go on to Google and just Google exemption form, and then you can just download it from the government website.
Oh, right, and fill it in. Yeah, because, I mean, they did say that if you're exempt, you can do it. And people I've seen people just, said, have you got a mark? Oh, I'm exempt, love. And they go, oh, okay. This is at the supermarket. I won't mention their name.
Taking people's words for it.
And they just, because who wants no one wants the hassle, do they? I mean, most people will conform and shove on the mask. Even I'm doing that because I don't really want to have the hassle of it. But, sometimes that mask slips right down to my navel.
I tell you what, you do look really silly when you've just got it around there. It's like just your nose hanging out the top of it. It's like...
I wanted an extra long nose. One of those fake...
Oh, one of the child catcher noses.
Yeah, one of those extra
or
long
a gonzo
noses.
nose.
So that you have the mask and this great long nose goes over the top. That would be hilarious. And then see what they say. Anyway, that's all very interesting. But
Can I just say, your video this morning was amazing.
Can I just say, that's very kind of you.
When I originally saw the thumbnail, I thought, I'm not interested in this. I'm not going to play this.
No.
I don't want to know about Daddy Four Long Legs or whatever it was. And then I listened to The Naked Englishman, and then you made it sound quite interesting. So I thought, I'll go off and watch that.
Well, thanks for that. That's sort of backhanded praise. But
fascinated by it.
Yes, an amazing piece of apparatus.
The train in the sea. I think they should bring it back.
Yeah. Well, I don't have enough trouble getting HS2 going.
I was going to say that, and they're too busy spending all their money on blinking
masks.
Cycle lanes.
Oh, yes, pop-up cycle lanes. I mean, they can't even do pop-up cycle lanes with bits of plastic. They'll never sort of manage to do what the Victorians did and all that lovely, wonderful engineering. Goodness gracious, you mad? We can't... what is that thing about being drunk in a paper bag with lots of water in it? Can't even have a punch-up in a wet... That's it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We better move on and play some videos because nice to talk to you.
Talk to you nice.
Talk to you now. Good game. All right, my love. Let's look at the old floorboard.
Take care, Sean.
Bye for now. He's gone.
He's gone.
So there we are. That was lovely. Sean.
Gone.
What's his name from?
Ouch boing.
Ouch boing, which is a very nice.
Boing.
Robert Brailsford said, "My daughter drives a minibus taking children to school. The local schools have staggered opening and closing times, belching on camera, to avoid congestion." Yeah, well, we did that. I dropped you off, on the first day that this wonderful avoid everybody else happened. And there was more people who were there in their cars than ever before. It was just bedlam.
It did kind of seem that way.
But I'm sure now that people have got more sorted. Is it better now?
Well, the trouble is, when my son joined, that was the first year group that had 3 form entries. So it's the first year group that had 3 form entry. The first year group to have 3 classes as opposed to 2.
I still don't know what that means.
Well, in each year group, you've got a number of classes, right?
Oh, within the whole year.
It used to be just two classes.
Right, so there's more kids.
Yeah, Elijah's the first year group in that school to be in a 3-class year group.
So are they more...
So every year, there's an extra 30-odd children.
Gosh.
Well, or 28 odd.
Where do they get them from?
Or not odd.
They're not the ones that come in rubber dinghies, are they? Mark Donny McLeod says, only got bullied on the first week. Next week, having had the lessons in self-defence from my brothers, almost got expelled for using excess force dealing with a bully. That's the way to do it. If only I'd had the guts to stand up for myself. The bird mask that the doctors wear during the plague. Oh, yeah, those big beaky things they wore. That would be perfect. Thank you very much. That's Lisa. Hope you're well, Lisa, and regards to your mother. Glastonbury Gabriel says, I'm just glad the people in the NHS managed to wear masks. Yes. It's bad for the surgeon. I've noticed some surgeons do wear the masks. They have them a bit high, and so they never quite know where they're cutting, but they seem to do pretty well. Shall we do a video?
Yes, I think it's time.
Okay, so we've got some good ones, but I just want to get through this. Robert Brailsford, as you may remember, he got a veg box from the...
Riverford?
Yeah, Riverford. And he decided he'd send me the video. Only he sent it in 2 parts, Robert. Thank you, by the way, Robert, for your very wonderful donation. What a lovely man. He made a generous donation to the cause, and I very much appreciate that. But having said that, he filmed this way up. Oh, that's a personal message from somebody.
Bye, Julio, by the way.
Bye, Julio. Nice to see you. Sorry, Mexico has just been on a curfew. They've all got to get under the table. So he filmed it like this. If you can film next time like that, Robert, that would be great.
Ching, ching.
He sent it in 2 very short bits, so we'll go one to the other. And this is basically Robert going through what came in his veg box from Rewilding.
Baby shared. And my electric peeler are coming handy. Bananas. Broccoli. Toast. Herb sausages. A great big dollop of potatoes. Could possibly use for mashing. Looks like you could probably even bake them, jacket potatoes out of them. Some organic beef burgers, gluten free.
Gluten free. Yeah, so a bit disjointed there, Robert, but we got what you meant. I know Robert's not terribly good with the technicals.
Not as au fait as
Yeah,
some.
and I'm having the
So
same
yours
trouble
or
myself.
mine?
But no, very much appreciate that. I want to see more, Robert. We want to see more. So do send some more stuff in. I'm sorry it came all a bit weird. It's best to send it in that way, not that way, because the system for some reason prefers it. But the carrots, they look lovely, although they were grubby, weren't they? As you said, that they're a bit grubby. But that's the way they've come straight out of the ground, and that's how you get them. So there we go. Seeley Chase says syllabus.
Syllabus.
Yeah, syllabus. I wonder what the syllabus is. Anyway, so that was that. So, but I want to go into another video because time is getting ticking on. So we've got a toss-up now. I'm going to say... I'm going to do a thing here because there's only 2 more videos to go. So I'm going to say for that one and for that one and for this one. Which one do you want?
I'll have
Oh, okay. So I went for Peter Lowry and for Mike Dixon.
Okay.
That was in my head. Because if I'd said which one, then there would have been favouritism. But there was no favouritism because you just didn't know what and
You didn't really need
meant.
the fist, though, did you?
I didn't really know. You could have just said 1 or 2 or whatever. Anyway, this is Mike Dixon and Bella. And I believe Helen is in this one as well. And they are off on holiday to pastures remote.
Hello, Vobesters. It's Mike Dixon and Bella. We're going on a holiday with Helen. We were due to go to Funchal in Madeira, but obviously we've cancelled that, postponed it till the same time next year. And we're off to the Isle of Wight, Wootton Creek. We've rented a lovely 2-bedroom house right next to the creek. So we've been exploring Southsea, which is one of the places we really love. We were actually going to buy a house down here at one time. Very nearly did, but decided not to in the end for various reasons. But we're on the ferry going over. There's loads of restrictions due to the coronavirus. But it's great that the ship is running. There's a ferry coming in. We're right next to the Spinnaker Tower, which is great fun. I love going to the top of that. It's got a glass floor, so you look down, and the actual view 360 is absolutely, in my opinion, world class. The project was a bit of a financial disaster for Portsmouth City Council. It eventually cost the chairman of the council his job. It was so overspent. They borrowed very, very windy. Woo! So, the warship down there, and like Lord Nelson's flagship, and there's a luxury cruise liner. I think that might be Richard's yacht. Anyway, car siren going off. But, yeah, it's a lovely part of England, and that's where we're heading over to the Isle of Wight. And we're going to be staying at Wootton Creek. So we've got a property right on the water's edge. So Bella will have a great time. Get in some swimming. Okay, I'll pass it back to Richard. Take care. Bye.
Bella didn't look very happy in the closing shots there. It's like, this isn't fun. All this wind. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mike.
And Bella and
Bella
Helen.
and Helen going on there. Yeah, it was a bit windy. Because when you're filming, it's very difficult, isn't it, to tell when you've got the microphone on your phone whether it's actually going to be windy or not, or until it came out. But it was nice that Mike noticed my yacht.
Yes.
Did you notice it? That great big, wonderful little rowing boat next to that rather plush big thing. We have a call of phones.
Ramaboo said, what would have been funny is if when little Bella turned sideways, she would have had a matching mask.
Oh, yes.
That would have been great.
That would have been great. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi. Who's that?
Joseph New Adventure Vlogs.
How are you, young fella?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. How's your YouTube channel going?
Good. I haven't been posting last week or so because I've had a little bit of an issue with the computer, but it's back and running. I literally just posted a video a few minutes ago.
Superb. That sounds really good. I remember last time when you came on, we managed to get you a whole load of viewers. So you've got to keep them. You've got to keep them happy.
Yeah.
As much as you can. Now, are you back at school?
Yes.
Just remind everybody of your age.
11.
11. So, are you now in your secondary school?
No, because my school goes up to year 8.
Oh, it goes up to year. How old is? Because I can't remember now what year 8 is. Oh, hang on, Julia will know. Maybe not. So what? So what year are you in at the moment?
Year 7.
All right. So it goes up to what? 12/13.
Yeah, 13, 14.
Yeah, 13, and then you would progress to the next school. So what's it like? Yeah. What's it like going back with this new situation?
It's pretty complicated, but like, it's okay. Like at school, but like it's quite difficult because when we have like games like football and stuff, like you can't touch the ball or bunch of stuff like that.
Ait a minute, football, you're not supposed to touch the ball anyway, are you? Oh, unless it's a throw-in. What do you do?
Yeah, no, but like if you pick it up to take it back in or put it in the changing room. Oh, yeah, the changing rooms aren't open either, so we have to come in our games kit on the days.
Oh, do you? What, and sit in games kit all day long?
Yep.
Yeah, I had.
That's.
I don't recall that's what we're doing at our school.
Yeah. So presumably, if you're cold, you can stick a jumper on over the top. You know, if you've only got a sweatshirt or something, you can stick.
We have fleeces like for games. Like, they're basically our games jumpers.
Oh right. Oh okay. And how are the teachers handling it? Are they stressed?
No more than usual, I would say.
Right. So they're quite chilled with the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably less easy for people people that misbehave less because like of social distancing and stuff.
So right. So are the kids, I mean, are you and your fellow school pupils, are you abiding by it, or do you find this just a bit stupid?
I mean it's serious, people are dying, but yeah, we take care of the precautions and stuff.
Do you? All right. And are there kids that don't?
Not really.
No. So overall, the kids are actually being quite. They're falling into line. They're behaving well. So
yeah, and also we don't have to wear face masks, so that's good.
Yeah, that would be a bit much, wouldn't it?
Well, because I mean, otherwise you could be whispering. You know, you could be talking in class, and the teacher wouldn't see who's that. You know, and they'd say, "Who's that? Who, Jones?
Who said that?
Jones? I can see your lips moving. You're talking." Whereas you could be sitting there with a mask on, going, "I don't think Mr. Jones is very good today. He's in a bad old mood. I think he's had eggs and bacon instead of bacon and eggs," and they wouldn't be able to tell, would they?
No, exactly. Because you're allowed to wear a face mask. 'Cause that's kind of what's happening sometimes.
Oh, right. So some people do go in with them.
Well, yeah, because I'm not going to say who, but 2 of my friends have to wear face masks, like their parents tell them to.
Right. So did they get teased?
No, not really, no.
No, because that was my. I mean, luckily I don't have my kids are old enough now not to go to school, although they probably need to go to school. But anyway, that's another thing. But yeah, and I just thought the one thing, if you had to wear a mask, I thought then there's going to be kids who will be teased, because you know what it's like. Some people will have nice masks, some people will have tatty masks, some will have bogies still on them and hanging out, and some will be soaking wet and drawling. And yeah, all of that. And through no fault of their own, but it may be the last thing the parents think about doing is washing the mask or whatever. Or they may forget their mask, and then they may get... What happens if somebody says, "Oh, please, sir, oh, no, because you don't have to wear them." That's true.
No, but in science we have to wear them because the tables are like facing each other. But she has like single, the single-use ones, like the blue ones. She has those at the front of the room, so you can just take them out of the box.
And are the teachers wearing the masks?
No.
No, because...
But like our head teacher and our maths teacher wears a face shield because my maths teacher speaks quite loudly, and my head teacher, if he's like reading a book in English or something.
Right. So the teacher so are these the like the perspex shields that come down like this, like a very clear welder's mask?
Yeah, sort of. You know the flimsy plastic, kind of like the face shield. Like
do they have a little windscreen wiper on the inside? You know, it can wipe them.
No,
that's what they need, especially if they talk a lot. Because when you do talk, you do get a bit of spittle as you get carried away.
Some people do spray more than others when speaking too, don't they?
Yeah. Have you noticed that?
No, I can.
It's not a teacher's face mask because it's like a massive slobbery pile.
It's quite good, but I guess if you get annoyed with a teacher, at least now you can squirt some cream in there, at them, and it'll just go on their face mask.
I still don't think you'll get still not a good idea. Though,
not a good idea, but at least
we don't advocate that.
That's a shame. You should. So, but now here's another question. So I'm absolutely fascinated to learn what it's like from a kid's perspective. Children are renowned for accepting things much better than adults. And the reason I would say that is because they haven't been around for very long, so they haven't built up a knowledge of how awful the world can be and all the things that can go wrong.
Yeah, they haven't gotten into
I think
big
the only
ingrained
thing I
habits.
didn't say yes to was when I was at this in town there's like that. In Worthing town there's this pancake shop or like sweet treat shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's. I went there and they messed up my order. So they said, "Would you like to come and make your own pancake?" And the chefs will tell you how to do it. And I said no. That's the only thing.
Right.
I physically feel that I should have said yes.
So that you could have made your own pancake and not let anybody touch it. Yeah.
No, tell me how to make it.
Do you? If this went on and on and on.
And Aniston.
And Aniston.
Ariston.
Ariston. Do you think you can cope with it? Or do you?
Yes.
You think so? If this was just like for the next 5 years.
Well, it probably is going to be because it's a mutated version of flu.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Jonathan. Joshua rather. Joseph, even. I know it had a J in it. I was just looking at Josephine's name there, and I went through all the different things. So it's a mutated version. So you think it's going to be around, but that you're going to have to wear masks like this and get used to it? Or do you think we will eventually get shot of these masks?
We'll probably find a way to get around it and stuff like that. It'll probably die down, and there'll be who knows, it might be like this. It might be The Simpsons, when they put the bubble around the whole city. They're probably going to do that at some point, to be honest.
Let's hope that real life doesn't turn into The Simpsons.
Yeah, please.
It does in many ways.
Yeah, but I don't want to be yellow.
Don't. No.
I pretty much am yellow from all my youth in the blazing Saudi sun.
Yes, that's true. Yes, you had and I just think that kids, if this goes on too long, the next generation, your generation, Joseph, is going to be accepting of a number of things that other people who've grown up have not had to accept. There'll be you've followed rules that most people would be rebuking.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, that's going to be weird. But I'm glad you're upbeat about it. That's the main thing, and it's not. And you do think it's affecting your education?
No, not really, to be honest. Because in lockdown we had like Zoom lessons, and now everything's fine. I mean, there's less of the lesson because we have to come in. Then the teacher, if it's a lesson, then he has to put a face shield on, and then And then he does the normal stuff.
So it takes longer to do things.
Like handing out the books, and then the precautions like hand sanitizer and stuff like that.
Gosh, there's a lot of faff, isn't there? There's a lot of faffing about before you can get in.
Especially in science, because she tells us we have to wipe down all the desks with this Dettol cleaner.
I suppose science is that's probably the best lesson to be doing at the moment, isn't it? Because actually what they should do is get all of you lot looking down microscopes at all possible bacteria and get this vaccine sorted. If they put all the sort of 12-year-olds at it, you might come up with it before some boffin up in wherever, at Claudevine Heinergleiner. What do they call those?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The pharmaceutical company, Heinergleiner.
I don't know if you're talking about it. They've made Vladimir Putin's made a thingy vaccine in Russia, and he's used it on himself and his family.
Has he?
Yes.
Dubious.
I always think that he is a man who probably carries a small little box for when he gets caught short on a number 2, and I reckon he would call it a poo tin. Anyway, moving.
A little piece of me just died. Thanks for that.
Sorry, one moment. I just need to laugh.
I liked your video this morning.
Oh, thank you so much, Joseph. That's very kind. Thank you very much. That was it. Yeah. Are you interested in that sort of old-fashioned memorabilia like that, the Victorian stuff? Does that sort of do it for you?
I didn't understand. Does the train go under the sea, or does it stay over the sea?
No, because of the long legs, the sea never. They've obviously
never really quite reached the bottom.
Bottom. But the idea, of course, it looked like a boat. So when the tide was full, it was almost underneath.
It would almost look like it was hovering slightly.
Yeah, sorry we didn't make that clear in the video. I'll smack Dumpman.
No, you did. It was probably just me.
Yeah, probably actually. It probably was. Really.
Gotta watch it another time.
Yeah, I will. Anyway, we better move on. But thank you so much for the call, Joseph, and we hope that you'll call again. And we're looking forward to your next video.
Yep, it's uploaded now if you want to watch it.
Oh well, I can't. I'm doing a show, but maybe later.
Anyone, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure hearing from you, Joseph. Take care.
Yeah, look after yourself.
See you soon.
Bye.
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 There we are. That's young Joseph, 12 years old, talking to the lovely Julia on the lovely.
GlaxoSmithKline.
That's the one. That's it. GlaxoSmithKline. It's not an easy word to say.
As soon as he bastardizes a word, I'm like, what? The original words just vanished from my brain now.
Vanished.
Thank you.
Vanished. Vermooshed. Yes, we've all got a bit of vermouth. I used to use vermouth, but I'm afraid it burnt all my hair off. Anyway.
I used to drink vermouth. Oh, gee. Vermouth.
It's time for Peter Lowry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's catch up. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Peter Lowry.
Hello, everyone. I've got an interesting book here from 1951. It's the boy's book of hobbies. Really good book. All sorts of things in it. There's the boy with all these different things. He's got a lathe, he's made that, a vice, made the plane, there's his pet rabbits. And it's got model aeroplanes, making model aeroplanes, model railways, model ships, how to make a ship and sail it, model motor cars. Yeah, some really interesting things there. The model coach. There's, if you want to do some woodwork, all the tools that you need. Fret work. Working in metal. And here using a lathe, having a lathe at home. Like that. And how to use it. Working in plastics. Here you've got the home laboratory, which includes a Bunsen burner, and it's telling you how to take the Bunsen burner apart and put it back together again. Whether that's safe or not, I don't know. Electricity and radio, build your own radio. Taking photographs with old cameras. There's a vintage box camera, and these that you pulled out, my dad had one like that. Using a microscope. Here we've got nature hobbies and collecting, which includes bird watching. I remember going bird watching. We used to have a teacher that took us bird watching round a lake which wasn't very far away. You've got fishing, all the different sorts of fish, sea fish. There's the boy out fishing, coarse fish. Stamp collecting. I think we've all done a bit of stamp collecting when we were younger. And here's have your own pet, dog, rabbits. I don't know what else. A home aquarium, dogs, rabbits, and fish. Anyway, a really good book, a really good, interesting old book from 1951. The Boy's Book of Hobbies. Hope you liked it. Bye.
Oh,
Yes, we loved it, Peter Lowry.
We did like it. We liked it very much. Thank you so much.
And the lovely
Peter.
Wendy, thank you. Yes.
And yeah, Wendy doesn't get much of a mention because she's holding the camera and doing the filming. But we just love how you've got this wonderful style. It's so simple and yet so effective. And we absolutely think it's brilliant. So keep them coming in. You must have got... One of these days you've got to show us your shelf with all the books on. They're just so brilliant. Andrew Norris says Peter's videos are the highlight of the show, and this was a great book, the kind that his dad would have had. And
Mark Donny McLeod said if they had things like that for boys now, they'd throw a fit at H&S, Health and Safety.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine? And Glastonbury Gabriel says I must try the home lobotomy. Yeah, I've actually tried that. Yeah, many people probably wouldn't have noticed. But I tried that many years ago. Anyway, so there we go. I just want to wrap you up and take you home, says Robert Croser. So there we are. How lovely is that? You've got an offer you can't refuse.
Might have a little issue with Wendy there. She might not like that.
She may not. She might let him out on day release.
She might let you wrap him up, but she might want to keep him at her home.
So when in the future we are able to get back on our trips, Wendy and Peter... It would be great if the lovely Julia and I could come and visit and come and have a cup of tea. We used to do a little bit of that. We haven't done that for a while. Obviously, at the moment,
because of COVID and all that. So I miss seeing Anne.
Yes, Anne and Shirley.
Mr. and Mrs. Osborne. And
That's true.
and Mrs. Ward.
And Mr. and Mrs. Ward, yeah.
No,
Mrs.
Ward.
Sorry, because I said Anne Shirley and then you said... Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we know what happened. We were all there.
We were there. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to the end of the show. That's all our videos. I'm just looking to make sure that we have
Ramaboo too says, whatever happened to Josephine and the other Lisa that would occasionally send in a video.
Yeah, Josephine does send in a video. And Lisa... Who's that? I can't think who that one was.
I'm racking my brain.
Yeah, maybe we'd just a bit tired. It's all that sugar we've been eating. Well, I've had a few molasses in the licorice.
Did you mean Laura?
Laura. Is it Laura?
Laura Riddle, wasn't it? Didn't she send a few in?
Yeah, we get... I mean, people send them in as and when. And please do keep sending them in because it does make the show very different from other people, which is superb. So there we go. Anyway, thank you so much. Thanks to lovely Judith for looking after everybody in the chat room. Thanks to the lovely Richard for coming in on the lovely Julia show.
Thank you for watching the lovely Richard show.
And put her on the spot. You're tired, aren't you?
I am tired.
It's been a long day.
Is this sugar? This reduced sugar?
Reduced sugar thing. I know. I don't need the sugar.
My body's like, where's the fuel gone? Where's my nitrous oxide?
Nitrous oxide?
Yeah. It's a boosting fuel for cars, isn't it?
Oh, right.
And sugar is kind of the same for humans.
Oh, I'm with you. Yes, of course. You had me slightly worried then. I thought you were injecting things.
No,
but,
don't be silly.
No, I won't. Thanks for another lovely show, says Josephine Super. That's fantastic. Thank
Super.
You. Yes.
Josephine Super. I like it.
Super.
I think that's
Super Josephine. There we go. Do take care. Look after yourselves. And thank you so much for calling us.
Thank you, callers and contributors. I know you probably just said all this, but I'm going to say it again anyway
I was
for
just
myself.
pressing the buttons to get ready for the big finale.
Commenters and all the likers.
Back on the Wednesday with more. The lovely Julia and I are out filming. We've got a difficult film tomorrow to do. You may remember
What's tomorrow's one?
Tomorrow, yeah. No, our day tomorrow is a difficult filming day, which will come out probably on Thursday. But we've got a difficult day tomorrow. We are going back to see the lovely Frances Sedgwick. I don't know if you remember, we filmed with her lovely Dexter cows.
You can't forget.
They were beautiful cows. And tomorrow is a day when the mother of the herd is going to the abattoir. Now, we're not going to film in the abattoir.
We're not even going to go to the abattoir.
We're not even going to go to the abattoir. But Frances is very keen to reassure people, I think is the best way of putting it, that these animals are much loved and they wouldn't be there if the end is the end that happens to them. You just couldn't, people don't keep cows
basically
for pets.
They wouldn't exist if they didn't have an ultimate purpose.
Yeah, so we're following her story. So this isn't our slant, but we're going to go and film basically the roundup of them and how she feels, and
her personal
it's her personal journey,
traumatic journey that she has to put herself through.
So it's a tricky one, but we will try and do this as compassionately and sensitively as we can. So we're not taking the pantomime cow with us on this occasion. Sorry,
I'm so disappointed.
I know.
I'm gonna cry now.
I know, it's terrible. Anyway, so there we go. Daisy says, not a hello from R and J tonight. Nothing. I wonder if Richard even remembers me.
Hello.
Sorry, don't always see every comment, and I always read them out wrong anyway. So I don't.
There.
Yeah. So Daisy yesterday. I don't know. What does that mean? I don't know.
Do you remember Daisy yesterday?
Well, I knew a Daisy in my life, but I wouldn't imagine it's the same person. So maybe you could give me a hint. In the last 2 minutes of the show, could you give me
enlighten us?
Yes, could you enlighten us? Sorry, we didn't see all your messages. I mean, people will tell you that I invariably miss them out. We've got a oh well. Not to worry.
No skin off my nose.
No skin off my nose. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. In tomorrow's video, however, is our journey to Knepp, which is a sort of just a little friendly romp round there, which is great. And then a day in the life of the old Vobes, which will be a little bit lame, but just had lots of busy things. But hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, keep with us, because there may be a van and there may be trips away. But we've got Wales coming up. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean blow whales. Blow whales?
That came out wrong.
The old blowhole. Blow whales. No, we've got a Welsh trip, and we're going to see Fran and Rich from Floating Our Boat, which of course will all be charted on video. And what was the other thing we're going to do?
Interview?
Oh no, and when we go on our boat.
Yes.
That's coming up much
Our
quicker.
boats.
Well, on our rented boat.
Us.
And little Joe. How will we survive with little Joe on a canal boat for another 7 days on the
gonna be fine. It's
part
gonna
of
be
the
fine.
River
It's gonna be fine.
Thames. It's going to be all right. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Life jacket and rains. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
And that Home with Mindy says, I love the Day in Your Life films. Thank you very much. That's very kind. So there we go. That's it. So nice to see you. Do look after yourselves. Take care. And arrivederci. And goodbye for now. Thank you, Julia. Couple of bubbles.
Have some bubbles before you go.
Have some bubbles.
Bubbles that won't give you an headache.
There we go.
Unlike Prosecco.
Oh, yes. Yes, I don't like any of that nonsense. All right, take care and toodle pip. Goodbye.